Susan, I heard some really interesting stuff about what you've been saying behind my back. Care to explain?
What exactly did you hear? You seem upset. I'm a little confused.
Confused? I heard you've been telling people I'm a gold digger, that I only care about using other people for money, that I take advantage of anyone I can.
James, who told you that? People twist words all the time. You know how gossip works in this neighborhood.
Oh, so now I'm imagining things? I've had two different people mention your exact words. They asked me, James, why would Susan call you a gold digger when you're the one who's been helping her all this time?
All right, maybe I said something. It could have been in the heat of the moment. But you always throw it in my face that you helped me. You act like I owe you everything.
You do owe me respect, especially since you were practically begging me to let you rent my place when everything fell apart in your life. Your ex-husband walked away and left you with nothing, right?
Don't start with that. I already feel humiliated enough. You know the whole divorce was traumatic. That's why I needed a stable home. I thought you were doing it because we used to be friends. Because you cared.
Friends don't stab each other in the back. Friends don't say, he's just a greedy gold digger who preys on wealthy women. You made me sound like I'm some con artist. Do you realize how insulting that is?
James, I'm sorry. I swear I didn't mean it literally. It was just one of those moments where I vented. I felt you were controlling, like you enjoy having power over me.
I was giving you a decent place to stay for much less than the usual rent. That's not power, that's generosity. If I wanted power, I'd have kicked you out the moment you missed a payment.
Yes, and I appreciated that. But every now and then you'd remind me how lucky I am. It felt like I was some charity case. It bruised my pride.
If it bruised your pride, then maybe you could have moved somewhere else. Nobody forced you to stay under my roof.
You know full well that I didn't have the funds to just up and move. My mother's been sick, and I've been covering her medical expenses. It's been a nightmare.
I'm not made of stone, Susan. I know your mother's ill, and I felt sorry for you. That's why I kept your rent way below market value. But apparently you still saw me as the bad guy.
I might have said you were a gold digger in frustration, but you don't understand how it feels to be under constant pressure, unsure if tomorrow you'll raise the rent or kick me out. It's terrifying.
Yeah, well, I took that fear away by not raising the rent once in 4 years. You can't deny I've been accommodating. Now let me guess. You're worried because you found out I bought out the house completely, right?
Yes. That news, it shook me. Why did you do that without telling me?
I don't need your approval to buy property that's partially mine already. Once I learned you were trashing my name, I decided to make a bold move. It's mine now, 100%. And so are all the decisions that come with it.
So what does that mean for me? Are you going to let me continue living here or not?
Honestly, Susan, I'm leaning toward eviction. I'm tired of being the bad guy and a gold digger in your stories. Maybe it's time for you to learn the hard way what it means to disrespect someone who's helped you.
James, please, I'm begging you. I know I messed up, but can't we talk this out? We've known each other for years. We grew up on the same block, for God's sake.
Growing up on the same block doesn't give you a pass to slander my character. This was personal. You made me look like a fool in front of people who matter in my business circle.
That was never my intention. Sometimes, in anger, I say things I regret. Believe me, I regret it now.
Regretting it doesn't magically fix it. People are still whispering. They're wondering if I've been mooching off you. Which is laughable, considering all the money I've sunk into upkeep for that house, while charging you next to nothing.
I'll do whatever you want me to do to make amends. Just please don't throw me out on the street. My mother can't handle another move. I can't handle another financial crisis.
Funny how you're ready to do whatever I want when it's your neck on the line. Where was this humility when you were out there calling me a gold digger?
It was a huge mistake. I'll apologize to anyone you want me to. I'll write a statement. I'll do a public post if that's what it takes.
And you'd think that magically erases what you said, or how you truly feel about me? I'm not sure I can trust you anymore.
James, come on. Look, you're angry and I understand. But I swear, in my heart, I'm grateful for everything you did for me. Sometimes my mouth says things my heart doesn't mean.
It's not just my anger, Susan. It's also about principle. You can't just slander people and expect them to keep doing favors for you. That's not how the world works.
But we're not just random strangers. We've shared a friendship. We've seen each other grow up, deal with heartbreaks, everything. Doesn't that history count for something?
History doesn't count for much if you use it as a weapon whenever it suits you. I'm not the one who messed things up. You did that all on your own.
Is there really no chance we can work something out? I'm serious about making a formal apology. I'll do it publicly. I'll talk to whoever you want me to.
We'll see. Maybe I'll consider letting you stay if you sign a new lease agreement with a higher rent. That might teach you a lesson in gratitude.
Higher rent? I'm barely managing the current rate. Are you trying to punish me?
Call it whatever you want. Punishment, consequences. The bottom line is that your words have cost me. I have a reputation to maintain. This is a business, not a charity, remember?
James, I'm not ungrateful for all you've done. Please don't take me for some monster. I was just venting. I felt cornered and powerless.
And you thought calling me a gold digger would somehow give you power? You realize how twisted that logic is?
I know. I messed up. I'm sorry. I'm willing to do anything to prove I mean that.
Fine. Then here's what's going to happen. I'm going to draft a new rental agreement. The rent goes up by 20%. If you can't pay it, you have 30 days to vacate.
20%? That's a huge jump, James. You know my situation.
Yes, I do. But I also know you need a strong wake-up call. If you can manage it, you can stay. If not, that's on you. I'm done handing out free passes.
I'll try to figure something out. This is terrifying, but I'd rather pay more than scramble to find a new place right now.
That's your call. Like I said, you have a month to decide if it's worth it. After that, I have the right to evict you. No questions asked.
You'd really go that far? Even knowing my mother's condition?
You should have thought about that before smearing my name. Actions have consequences, Susan.
I understand. Look, I'll do better. I'll keep my mouth shut and respect your kindness. But I'm begging you, please don't be merciless about this.
I'm not merciless. I'm just done being a doormat. You can expect to see that new agreement soon. Read it carefully. Decide if you're in or out. That's all there is to it.
Okay, I'll wait for the agreement. Thank you for not throwing me out immediately, I guess.
Don't thank me yet. You'll need to show me you actually respect this arrangement. For now, that's all I have to say.
All right, I'll be here waiting. And James, I really am sorry.
We'll see if that apology is worth anything in the end. You said you'd be waiting for the new agreement. Well, I've got it drafted. Just finished going over the details with my lawyer.
Your lawyer? James, is this really necessary? I thought we could handle this more informally.
That was before you decided to accuse me of being some parasitic gold digger. Now I'd prefer everything be crystal clear, legally binding, no loopholes, no misunderstandings.
All right. So what's in this agreement? Is it just the higher rent, or is there more?
It's mostly the rent increase, but I've also added a few clauses about property upkeep. Since you've been living in the house for 4 years now, I want to ensure it's not falling apart due to neglect. My lawyer advised me to clarify who's responsible for minor repairs, lawn care, and so on. Everything spelled out.
Fine, I can understand that part. But I'm worried about the percentage increase you mentioned. 20% is huge. I can barely afford groceries with my current expenses.
That's precisely why it's 20%. Maybe it'll push you to take this more seriously. If you can't manage, you'll have to find other housing. I'm no longer interested in being your safety net, especially when you've shown me zero respect.
I do respect you, James. I'm not sure how many times I can say I'm sorry. I messed up. I see that. But please don't let your anger get the best of you. This is my life we're talking about, and my mother's well-being.
Your mother was always kind to me when we were kids. She made me lunches, invited me over when my own parents were too busy. Honestly, I hate to see her in this situation. But you're the one who put her at risk by bad-mouthing me. You could have kept quiet or at least refrained from insulting me in front of people who matter in our community.
I know. I regret it every single day. Ever since this whole thing started, I haven't slept properly. I keep thinking, what if my mother's condition worsens and we end up homeless? It's terrifying.
I'd be lying if I said I don't feel a bit guilty about it, but that guilt pales in comparison to how humiliated I felt learning you'd been slandering me. I won't let you slip away without consequences.
Look, I'm willing to sign the agreement no matter how harsh it is. But I hope you realize that after signing, I'll be under a ton of pressure to come up with the extra rent. I might have to take an additional job or something. My schedule's already insane.
That's your responsibility, not mine. I'm done carrying you on my back, and just so we're clear, the new contract will be for 6 months. After that, if everything goes smoothly, we can discuss a renewal. Or I might just decide I'm finished with you entirely. It depends on how you behave.
6 months is better than nothing, I guess. But what do you mean by how you behave?
I mean, if you keep up the insults, if I hear one more person mention you calling me a gold digger, or if you sabotage my reputation in any new creative ways, I'll evict you on the spot. I won't need a reason beyond violation of the lease terms, because I'm adding a non-disparagement clause.
A non-disparagement clause? You're treating this like I'm a corporation that might slander your brand. It's just me, James. You know me. We've been in each other's lives for decades.
Yes, we have. But apparently that didn't stop you from tarnishing my name. So now I have no choice but to protect myself from further damage. This is how it's going to be. Take it or leave it.
All right, I'll take it. But can I ask you something? Why did you go to such an extreme? Buying out your partner's share of the property was a big move, especially just to prove a point. There must be something deeper going on with you.
Deeper? Let's see. My father spent his entire life trying to climb out of debt. People always whispered that we were leeches, living off charity from richer relatives. I swore I'd never let anyone say that about me, and here you are, echoing the very word that haunted me all my life. Gold digger? Yeah, it triggered something in me, Susan.
I had no idea it went that far back. I remember your family struggled sometimes, but you always acted like it didn't bother you.
It bothered me more than you'll ever know. I worked my tail off to get where I am. I took over my uncle's small real estate business, expanded it, and turned it into something respectable. Hearing someone I considered a friend call me a gold digger, that's like a punch in the gut.
I'm sorry. If I'd known this was such a sensitive point, I'd have watched my mouth. But sometimes anger and fear make me lash out without thinking. My finances have been upside down ever since the divorce. I guess I took my stress out on you.
That's still not an excuse. Your words matter, especially because they cut so close to home. Anyway, no point in dwelling on it. The fact remains, I own the house now, and we have to decide what happens next.
I guess I need to see that contract. Then figure out if there's a way to afford it. I'm thinking about picking up weekend shifts at a local diner or something. My current teaching job isn't enough.
You do what you have to do. I don't want any excuses later. No more, I can't pay rent this month, can I owe you next time? That's over. If you're late on rent once, just once, I'll file for eviction.
Understood. You've really gone cold, James. I remember a time when you were the most generous, open-hearted person I knew.
Times change. People show their true colors, and we adapt. Now, if you really want to stay in that house, you'll sign the agreement and stick to it. If that's too harsh, then maybe it's best you move out.
I don't have the luxury of moving out right now. You know that. So yes, I'll sign. But it stings to see how little compassion you have left.
Funny. You talk about compassion now that you're cornered. Did you have compassion for me when you spread those rumors? Were you thinking, oh, James might be sensitive about this? Probably not.
All right. I understand I have no moral high ground here. But I'd be lying if I said it doesn't hurt. You're punishing me, and I suppose I deserve some of it. Still, it feels so final. Like you want me to suffer as much as possible.
I'm not setting out to make you suffer. I'm asserting my boundaries. There's a big difference. This is about restoring my self-respect and making sure you don't treat me like a doormat.
So, what now? You'll send me the document by email?
Yes, I'll email you the PDF. You'll have 72 hours to sign and return it. If I don't get it back, or if you try to negotiate any point I've outlined, I'll take it as a refusal. And if you refuse, you have 30 days to get out.
That's straightforward enough. 72 hours. Fine, I'll review it tonight. I'll probably sign it immediately, honestly. I can't risk any more delays. My mom's situation is deteriorating quickly.
I won't lie. I feel awful for your mother. She was kind to me in ways my own parents never were. If there was a way to help her without dealing with your drama, I'd do it. But life doesn't work that way.
I wish she could just stay somewhere else, maybe in a care facility, but it's too expensive. This house is all we've got. So I'll sign. I'll abide by your rules. Just, please don't keep looking for reasons to hate me.
I don't hate you, Susan. Hate is a strong word. I'm just disappointed and wary. You know, we used to be close. Now every conversation feels like a negotiation or an argument.
I miss those days too. Remember how we used to ride bikes around the block when we were kids? I'd race ahead and you'd get so mad you couldn't keep up.
Yeah, and you'd tease me, saying I had to try harder or eat your dust. You always had that feisty streak. I guess it hasn't changed much.
It changed in ways I didn't want. After my divorce, I felt weaker, more vulnerable. I guess that feistiness turned into bitterness. Not that it's an excuse.
We all have baggage. It's how we handle it that defines us. Right now, I'm handling mine by making sure no one walks all over me again.
I get it, and I'm not asking for special treatment. I just hope someday you'll be able to forgive me genuinely beyond this forced arrangement.
Forgiveness might come in time if you show real remorse, through actions, not just words. We'll see how things go over the next 6 months.
If I sign this lease and stick to all the terms, no late payments, no trash talking, do you think we can salvage our friendship?
I can't promise that. Friendships aren't dictated by contracts. They're built on trust. Right now, that trust is gone. The best we can do is a clean slate on a business level.
A clean slate is better than nothing. At least it's a start. If I manage to hold up my end, maybe we can gradually rebuild what we had. Or maybe not. I'll just have to try.
Don't push too hard for anything personal right now. Focus on keeping your finances in order and showing you're serious. Let time do the rest, if there's anything left to salvage.
Understood. So, about that contract. When will you send it? I want to get this over with.
I'll email it within the hour. Make sure you check your inbox. Remember, the clock starts ticking once it's in your hands.
Okay, I'm ready. And James, thank you for giving me a chance to fix this, even if it's not exactly forgiving.
It's not about forgiveness, at least not yet. It's about practicality. I'd rather have the extra rent than deal with finding a new tenant. And maybe, in time, I'll see you've changed.
I'll prove it. I won't let you down again. Just, please know that I never truly believed you were some heartless gold digger. It was a terrible choice of words.
Actions matter more than explanations. If you truly mean that, show me by following through with your promises.
I will. I promise. And once I sign, I'll send you the document right away. I'll do my best to keep my head down and respect our new arrangement.
Then we'll leave it at that for now. Like I said, I'll email everything soon. Let's see how you handle it.
All right. I'll be waiting. And James, I really do hope we can find some kind of peace in this mess. If not today, then maybe someday down the line.
We'll see what the future holds. For now, let's keep it strictly business.
Agreed. Thank you.
You're welcome. In a manner of speaking. We'll talk again once you've reviewed the paperwork. I got your signed lease back. Looks like all the pages are in order.
Yes, I signed it right after reading. I'm still trying to absorb how strict some of the clauses are, but it's done.
Then you understand what's expected of you. The new rent rate, the on-time payments, and the non-disparagement agreement are all in effect immediately.
I do understand. I'm just hoping I can manage all of it. My mom's condition took a turn for the worse. She's back in the hospital. I'm juggling her medical bills and now this rent increase.
That's unfortunate. But I made it clear this isn't my problem. I'm not being heartless, I'm just reminding you that we're operating on business terms.
I know. I'm not asking for special treatment. It's just, everything feels overwhelming. My boss barely approved my request to work extra hours, so I might have to pick up a second job if that doesn't pan out.
Have you tried cutting any unnecessary expenses? You might be able to save a little that way.
Unnecessary expenses? James, the only luxury I indulge in is basic internet, so I can handle my classes online when needed. Otherwise, it's bills, rent, groceries, and my mom's medicine. That's it.
It's not my place to break down your budget, but you'll need to figure something out. You've got your mother to think about, and if you fall behind on rent, that's one more crisis. So plan carefully.
Right. I'll manage somehow. Maybe I can sell a few personal items or something? I don't know. This is just so stressful.
I told you there'd be consequences. You pushed me into a corner and I'm not backing down. You got yourself into this situation.
I understand. Let's not rehash the whole thing. I signed the lease. I accept the terms and I'll do my best. Can we at least maintain some basic civility?
That depends on how you behave. If I see you're genuinely committed to following the lease terms, no gossip, no missing payments, I'll keep things civil. If you break our agreement, there's no going back.
I appreciate the honesty. As long as you don't plan on raising the rent again anytime soon, I'll stay on top of it.
I won't raise it during this 6-month period, but after that, who knows? The real estate market shifts, and I might decide on a new figure if it suits me.
6 months. I'll just have to focus on surviving until then. Hopefully by that time, my mom's health will stabilize and maybe I can find a better paying job.
I genuinely hope she recovers. For her sake, anyway. She doesn't deserve to be caught up in all this.
She keeps asking me what's going on with the house. I haven't told her much, just that we had some issues and you needed to redo the lease. If she knew the full story, she'd be devastated.
Your mom was always kind to me. I still respect her deeply. That's partly why I'm willing to give you this chance. Otherwise, I might have just evicted you outright.
Thank you for not doing that. Really, I'm trying to stay positive, even though this entire ordeal has me on edge. Every time I think about the rent or the hospital bills, I feel like I can't breathe.
You'll figure it out. You're resourceful when you need to be. And remember, as harsh as it is, this is the arrangement you agreed to. No more excuses.
Yes, I know. I'm not looking for excuses. I'm just telling you how it feels on my end. I've never been so close to losing everything.
It might serve as motivation. Sometimes we need that push to realize what's really important. You can't afford to let petty anger or gossiping ruin your life anymore.
I've learned my lesson. Believe me, the guilt alone keeps me awake at night. And every time I look at my mom, I realize how big my mistake was, jeopardizing our home over my foolish pride.
Look, I'm not looking for you to grovel. I just want to see consistent behavior that shows you respect our arrangement and my boundaries. If you can manage that, maybe we can find some middle ground someday.
I'd like that, because as much as I'm angry with the situation, I also realize I caused most of it. I wish we could go back to simpler times.
We can't go back. We can only move forward. And the way forward is straightforward. Pay your rent on time. No slander, no drama. Understood?
Yes, James. Understood. I'll keep my head down and do what needs to be done. No more drama. I promise.
Good. Now, is there anything else you wanted to discuss? I don't want to keep you from your work or your mother's care.
Actually, there is one thing. She's set to be released in a couple of days if her tests come back okay. I might need to bring her home sooner than expected. Does the house need any urgent repairs or changes that I should know about?
To my knowledge, no. But you should check the lease terms about minor modifications. If she needs wheelchair accessibility or anything like that, you'll need my written approval before making structural changes.
I understand. Right now, she's not in a wheelchair, just a walker. As far as I can tell, we won't need major changes, maybe just a couple of railings.
If it's just railings in the hallway or something like that, you can send me a request with details and I'll review it. If it's reasonable, I won't stand in your way. I'm not heartless.
Thank you. She'll appreciate that. She's already been through so much. I'd hate to see her struggle at home because I didn't take the proper steps.
Just keep me in the loop. And don't forget to keep track of any expenses related to modifications. Sometimes I can't reimburse those. It depends on the nature of the work.
I'm not asking for reimbursement. I'm just glad you're open to letting me adapt the house for her needs. I'll do whatever it takes.
All right, then we have a plan. Anything else?
No, that's it. I'll let you know if something comes up with my mother's recovery or if the hospital changes her discharge date. If you need anything from me, just text. I'm always near my phone.
Same goes for you. If something urgent happens at the property, text me immediately. Otherwise, we stick to our arrangement, and I'll expect the next rent payment on the 1st of the month.
I'll have it ready. I'm already piecing together the funds. Honestly, I might have to pawn some jewelry, but I'll make it happen.
Do whatever you must, as long as it's legal. I don't want any shady activities tied to my property.
You don't have to worry about that. I'm not that desperate. At least not yet.
Let's hope it never comes to that. Anyway, I should get back to work. I have a meeting soon.
Sure. I need to head to the hospital, too. We'll talk later.
Take care. Let me know if you need to discuss anything specific about the house. Otherwise, keep me updated on any changes to your situation that might affect our agreement.
Will do. Thanks, James.
You're welcome. Goodbye for now.
Hey, just letting you know my mom is officially coming home tomorrow. The doctor said she still needs therapy, but they prefer her to recover in a more comfortable environment.
That's good news. I hope she'll be able to rest better at home. How are you feeling about it?
Relieved, but also anxious. I'm stepping up my hours at work to manage expenses, so I won't be around as much to care for her. I'm hiring a part-time nurse just to help out.
That might be costly, but if it's necessary, it's necessary. Can't leave her alone all day.
I know, but it's eating into the budget for groceries and such. I haven't even made this month's rent yet, and I'm scrambling. I will pay on time. Don't worry, but it's cutting it close.
As long as it's on time, Susan, I won't come knocking with an eviction notice. But if you're short, don't expect sympathy.
I wasn't going to. I'm fully aware of the consequences. It's just nerve-wracking, that's all.
I can imagine. Still, you've chosen this path. I hope your part-time nurse works out. Your mother deserves proper care.
She does. She's the best person I know. Look, I'm sorry if I sound bitter sometimes. It's just hard. But I know you're standing by your decision.
I am. Let's not keep rehashing that. Focus on getting her settled. And remember, no structural changes without permission.
Understood. For now, I'm just adding a grab bar by the bathroom door, one that doesn't require drilling into the wall. It's adjustable and uses suction. So we're good, right?
Yes, that should be fine. That's a minor modification.
Thanks. I appreciate you being flexible with that. I don't want her risking a fall. She's too weak to handle another injury.
No problem. Just keep it safe and secure. A suction bar can be risky if it's not installed correctly. We don't want any accidents.
I'll make sure it's properly set up. The nurse said she can help double-check it. I'm not exactly a handyman.
Glad to hear it. Anything else you need from me at the moment?
No, I think that covers it for now. Just pray for me that I can juggle all these bills. I've never been this financially cornered before.
Prayer might help your morale, but the rest is on you. Make smart choices, keep an eye on your budget, and pay your rent on time.
I will. Thanks for the reminder. Despite how tense things are, I'm grateful I at least have a roof over my head.
You're right to be grateful. And in return, I expect your best behavior, as outlined in our agreement.
You'll have it. No more gossip. No more drama. I've learned my lesson.
We'll see how it goes. Good luck with the hospital discharge.
Thanks. Talk soon. James, I just brought Mom home. She's settled in her old bedroom, but I can see she's struggling to walk around. That new bar helps, but she's still in pain.
I'm sorry to hear she's in pain. Maybe her physical therapy sessions will help over time.
They said it could take weeks or months. Meanwhile, the nurse only comes 3 times a week. I'm worried about leaving her alone the other days, but I have to keep working.
Have you considered a home health aide for daily visits? It might cost more, but at least she won't be neglected.
That's not an option. I don't have the funds for daily care. I'm already drowning in bills, rent included.
I figured. Well, maybe a neighbor can check in on her occasionally? Or a volunteer service?
There aren't many people I can count on around here. After everything that happened, I feel awkward asking for help. Some of them heard me call you a gold digger, and they probably judge me for it.
That's on you. But for your mother's sake, maybe swallow your pride and see if someone's willing to help. You'd be surprised. Some neighbors can be kind if they realize your situation is dire.
I might try, though it's humiliating. Still, better than letting her struggle alone. Thank you for the suggestion.
Anything that ensures she's not left without care is a good move. Don't let your past mistakes hurt her.
I agree. I'll ask around. Maybe Mrs. Henderson next door can look in on her once a day. She's always been friendly, at least to my mom.
Good idea. Don't sabotage yourself by avoiding basic help. Sometimes a small favor can make a big difference.
True. I'll take your advice. I'm willing to do anything at this point. My mom is my priority.
Then do whatever it takes. Just remember, our arrangement still stands. Be sure your monthly payment is prepared. The due date is next week.
I know. I've got half of it set aside already. I need a few more shifts to collect the rest. I'll make it happen. I promise.
I hope so, because I won't hesitate to enforce the terms if you miss a payment.
I'm not going to miss it. I'm determined. Even if I have to sell my last bit of jewelry, I'll pay on time.
That's what I needed to hear. Let's keep this businesslike and straightforward.
Agreed. And thank you for letting me at least talk about my mom's situation. You may say you're not a friend anymore, but it helps to share this burden with someone.
I'm just listening. Don't read too much into it. But I do wish your mother the best. She's always been good to me, even when we were kids.
She still remembers that time she taught you how to bake cookies when you were 10. You kept burning them, remember?
How could I forget? She practically saved me from setting the kitchen on fire. She was patient, even though I was just some neighborhood kid who stumbled over daily.
She appreciated your company. She told me once that you seemed lonely and she wanted you to feel at home.
It was a different time. I was lonely. My parents were always busy or gone. Your mom never turned me away, no matter how many times I showed up uninvited.
That's just how she is. Still is, even in her frail state. She'd do anything for anyone.
Well, I hope she recovers soon. And I hope you learn from her kindness, without abusing it or twisting it into resentment toward others.
I'm trying. Honestly, I'm trying every day. Between the new financial pressure and caring for her, I don't have energy left for anger or gossip.
That might be a blessing in disguise. Sometimes adversity forces us to focus on what really matters.
It does. And right now, what matters is keeping my mom safe and making sure I can pay this rent to keep a roof over our heads.
You know the terms. As long as you honor them, we won't have any problems.
All right? I appreciate that. I'll go now. Need to prepare dinner for her and set up her meds. Thank you for checking in.
Sure. Keep me posted if anything changes or if there's an issue with the property. Otherwise, I'll expect that payment on the 1st.
Count on it. Bye, James.
Take care, Susan. Susan, I noticed I haven't received your rent payment yet. It's the 1st of the month, and we agreed you'd have it in my account by now.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm running behind schedule. I just got back from an emergency appointment with my mother. She fainted last night, and I had to rush her to the hospital.
That's unfortunate, but it doesn't change the terms of our lease. I gave you more than enough time to prepare. Why didn't you set the money aside earlier?
I tried. I've been working extra shifts at the diner, but the hospital bills keep piling up and the pharmacy won't release her medication without upfront payment. I'm caught in a vicious cycle. I do have most of the rent, just not the full amount yet.
How short are you?
I'm about a couple $100 short. My plan was to cover it by tomorrow after I work the late shift. I'd have enough tips to make up the difference. Could we arrange for a 24-hour delay?
I've told you before, late payments won't be tolerated. You signed the lease under those terms. This is already cutting it close.
I understand. I'm not trying to break the agreement. I just need one extra day, James. I promise you'll have it by this time tomorrow.
One day might not seem like a big deal, but it sets a precedent. If I let it slide now, what's to stop you from being late again next month or the month after?
This is a special circumstance. My mother's health spiraled right before rent was due. Normally, I'm prepared, but her sudden collapse threw everything into chaos.
Susan, you realize I have my own obligations. It's not like the bank or my vendors wait for me when I'm short. I can't keep making exceptions for you.
I know, and I'm not asking for a permanent exception, just this once. It won't happen again. I'm doing everything possible to stay afloat.
You said that last time you were short on funds before we renegotiated the lease, remember?
That was different. The rent was lower back then, and I was able to manage. This new rate, combined with my mom's sudden hospital trips, is wiping me out.
I warned you the rate would increase if you stayed. You could have searched for a cheaper place. You chose to remain here.
I had no choice. Trying to find a new place for a bedridden patient on such short notice? It's nearly impossible, especially in this market. I'm stuck, and you know it.
Don't accuse me of trapping you. We agreed on these terms, and you were fully aware of the consequences.
Fine. Let's not argue about that. All I'm asking for is a single day's grace period. By tomorrow evening, I'll have the full amount. I swear on my mother's life.
That's a heavy promise. But I'm not heartless. I'll give you 24 hours, no more. If I don't see the payment by tomorrow night, I'll start the eviction process immediately.
Thank you. I appreciate it, truly. I won't let you down.
We'll see. Just remember this is strictly business. My patience is not infinite, and I'm still upset about the way you treated me before.
I know, and I'm trying my best to show you I've changed. This has been a wake-up call for me. I've stopped talking badly about you. I'm just focusing on work and caring for my mom.
I've heard you've been keeping your head down. That's good. Still doesn't erase the damage, but at least you're respecting our non-disparagement clause.
I'll keep respecting it. It's not like I have time for gossip anyway. Between the diner shifts and the hospital visits, my day is packed.
Maybe that's a blessing in disguise. It forces you to be productive and avoid stirring up drama.
Exactly. And speaking of productivity, I need to head back to the diner soon. I took a short break to check on my mom. She's resting now, so I can't linger.
Do what you have to do. Just remember our agreement. If I don't see the funds in my account tomorrow by 8 p.m., I'm filing the eviction notice.
You'll have it before then. I promise. I've already pawned some jewelry and gathered part of my tip money. I just need tonight's shift to finish the sum.
All right. Good luck. Let's hope your mother recovers soon, for her sake and yours.
Thank you. And James, I do appreciate your letting me stay after everything that happened. I know it wasn't easy for you.
Don't confuse this for kindness. It's a transactional arrangement and you're on thin ice. If you manage to consistently pay on time, who knows? Maybe we'll reevaluate your situation in 6 months.
I understand. I won't give you any more reasons to doubt me. I'll keep my word.
Great. Then I'll expect your payment tomorrow. No excuses.
You have my word. I'd better get going. Thank you again, James.
Just don't make me regret this. Talk to you tomorrow.
James, I got the rent. I'm transferring it now. I had to stay late at the diner, but the tips were good, and I sold a few more personal items.
Checking my account? All right, I see the deposit. It went through.
Thank God. I was a nervous wreck all day. I promised my mom I'd have this sorted out so she wouldn't worry.
She doesn't need the extra stress, I'm sure. You cut it very close this time, Susan. Don't let this become a pattern.
It won't. I'm determined to stay ahead of my payments from now on. I'll even pay early next month if things go smoothly at work.
We'll see. Words are cheap. Consistent action is what matters. You came through today, which is good. But remember, it only takes one slip-up to trigger an eviction.
I won't slip up. This whole situation has taught me to plan ahead. I'm even thinking about taking on private tutoring gigs on weekends. Anything to ensure I can cover all my bills.
That's a smart move. Diversify your income streams. If you're determined enough, you'll find a way.
I have no choice. My mom's health is fragile, and I can't afford to lose this house. It's the closest thing to stability we have.
Then keep doing what you're doing. But don't expect sympathy for every emergency. Life happens to all of us. I just care that the rent is paid on time.
I get it. Business is business. I won't forget. Thank you for letting me pay a day late. I owe you for that leniency.
You owe me the rent, which you just paid, and your continued compliance with the lease. Let's keep it at that.
Of course, I won't push my luck.
All right. I need to get back to work. Any other issues with the house you need to tell me about?
No, everything seems fine. I fixed a loose curtain rod in the living room, but that's minor and didn't require drilling. So we're good.
Good. Let me know if anything changes. Otherwise, I'll see you next month. Or sooner, if there's a problem.
Understood. Thank you again, James. I appreciate it, even if it's just a business transaction.
You're welcome. Just keep to the agreement and we won't have any problems.
I will. Talk soon.
Bye, Susan.